Whenever I make the mistake of checking the trending tab on YouTube, I'm spit roasted with the sad reality that the majority of the popular content online is garbage aimed towards kids, just a whole load of horse shit that's aimed at children. And there's a good reason for that. It's because children are like viewbots. Parents no longer feel like raising their own kids. They put that responsibility on the internet now. So just sit their kids down in front of an iPad to let videos autoplay all day while they go on Facebook to complain about how difficult it is to be a modern parent, and then whine when something's not child-friendly enough because God forbid they have to do any level of parenting on their own and actually monitor their kids' behavior. So these kids are like prisoners being held hostage by their parents, strapped to a table like Hannibal fucking Lecter with their eyes pried open, being forced to watch YouTube kids content because their parents can't be bothered to entertain them. And I do feel bad for the kids because they're growing up thinking TikToks are hilarious because they're brainwashed by this terrible YouTube shit. This awful, awful, terrible YouTube kids content. And no channel is worse than Troom, which we'll take a look at today. Today I'll be watching their 18 ways to sneak pets into a movie theater, which comes at the greatest time for this considering movie theaters are extinct right now. And of course, everyone's been asking for years, man, I want to go to the movie, but I want to bring my jellyfish. How the fuck am I going to be able to do this? Luckily, Troom has plenty of answers for you. Tons of tactics and techniques to sneak your beloved pets into the movie theater where they belong.
Your ticket. What do you need a hat for? Yo, this hat is my lifestyle. Yo, yo, yo. Whoa, not bad. Come in. Come out, cutie. It's your favorite part.
This hat is my lifestyle, yo. Thank you, Troom. I don't have a hamster, but I will be smuggling 3 pounds of cocaine in my hat now using your technique. It's ingenious. This whole skit feels like it was written by a computer program, just like an AI that's in its most primitive state at the moment. No movie theater is like this. I've been to hundreds of movie theaters, and never a single time has there ever been like a security guard strictly checking tickets like with a flashlight, making sure it's not counterfeit, and then interrogating you about a hat. It's not like you're going to a fucking funeral, you're going to see a Marvel movie or something. So this whole thing just doesn't make any sense. And why would you ever sneak a pet into a movie in the first place? And honestly, I feel like a fucking idiot for even asking that question when clearly there wasn't any thought put into this. It was just pumped out within an hour based on what popular words were floating around Twitter at the time. They saw pets, they saw a movie theater, and then decided, let's perform an unholy fusion dance of the two and create this here. This amalgamation of filth and trash. And I get this is all made for kids, so I shouldn't really expect it to have like Christopher Nolan levels of quality and thought-provoking themes or shit like that. That doesn't mean every piece of kids content has to be terrible, like copy and pasted nursery rhymes endlessly to exploit the algorithm, or horrible shit like Troom.
Would you be so kind as to take it off? Sure. Look, it's empty. You were right. You can come in. What is the best place to hide a bunny? A magician hat. There you go, Fluffy. I told you you'd watch a new movie. Settle in.
Is it really worth the $50 to just shove your dignity up your ass and be an actor in one of these things? I often wonder, does it actually help or ruin your career to be an actor in one of these? Now, far be it from me to poke holes into the bulletproof strategies of Troom here, but this strategy is only viable for anyone that's a warlock or just familiar with birthday party magic. This isn't something that anyone's going to be able to pick up and do. You're going to have to study some Chris Angel highlight reels in order to get the technique down and feel confident enough to pull it off in the real world. So there's going to be a lot of preparation into this one. Especially if you're working with a bunny that size, fucking Godzilla here. It looked like she pulled a lion out of her hat.
Oh, you were expecting. Hi, cutie. Please, come in. Come on, how can these adorable little babies make you tired?
Now this will only work if your security guard's a fucking rookie, some kind of terrible amateur with their first day on the job. If you're not investigating every pregnant woman that's coming to your movie theater, you don't deserve to call yourself a movie theater security guard. If this was me as a security guard, I would have absolutely done it the textbook way. I would have interrogated her a little bit about the pregnancy, when she expecting, when was it conceived, etc. And then once she's done with my questionnaire, I'd give her the ultimate test, just like Ellen DeGeneres. I'd whip out some champagne and make her take a drink to prove that she's either pregnant or not pregnant. I'd make damn sure I knew whether or not she was truly pregnant or not. If she doesn't drink the champagne, she's likely actually pregnant. If she does take a drink, well, she's a terrible fucking mother and I'm calling the police on her. or she was lying to me. Either way, she's out of my movie theater if she's taking a drink. So I would absolutely hit her with the ultimate test, because as a movie theater security guard, it is your responsibility to make sure there isn't any goddamn ducks coming into any of the movies. You're like Atlas holding the world on your shoulder, but on a much smaller scale. And also only making sure pets aren't coming in, apparently.
This place is full of suspicious people. Let's check everything in here. Clear. We're conducting the scheduled security inspection.
Now, I don't think anyone's actually using their advice to sneak pets into a movie theater, but should there be some lost soul out there that thinks any of these are a good idea, let me just say, this one is an actual felony. Impersonating an officer, an FBI agent and shit like that, I mean, that's a crime. That's punishable by jail time. Even if you're a child, the law doesn't care about your age. You're not safe. Even if you're 6 years old and you try this, you are going to jail for life. You will be in the slammer forever, and your parents will get divorced, and Santa Claus isn't bringing you any presents, so don't you even fucking think about trying this, alright, you little snot-nosed, milk-drinking little turd?
Do you want to become invisible? Act like a chameleon. Haha, it works every time.
I don't really get why this one's here, because this isn't even about sneaking your pet into a movie theater. It's about sticking a chameleon up your asshole and then gaining its superpowers. So I don't even know what this is going to teach anyone. This won't work for me. If I put a chameleon up my butthole, there's a good chance I don't absorb its invisibility camouflage powers through osmosis or anything. So I just don't know. I don't even know why this is part of the tutorial.
Are these kittens? No animals at the movies. Fine. Abracadabra, we are going in. And go! Hi, girls!
I don't really get this one either. If the kittens were actually women the whole time, other witches, why wouldn't you just have them enter as women and then transform into cats once they're in the movie theater? It just seems like you added an unnecessary step to hypnotize the security worker. You could have just really thought this out a little bit better, but I mean, hey, effective strategy, I will say. You get the idea, it fucking sucks. All of these kids' channels, which comprise the majority of the top 100 channels on the website, and even extending beyond YouTube, the majority of the most popular content online and the most lucrative field is things aimed at children. And it's all pretty fucking terrible right now, because everyone's viewing children as just numbers, instead of actually trying to make something that will help kids, you know, actually educate them or genuinely entertain them instead of just giving them something like Troom. It's, I don't know, it's sad. I honestly think it's just more sad than anything. I grew up in the 90s, so I had a lot of different kids content back then, but that kind of kid shit still kind of holds up by today's standards as just general good entertainment. Whereas in 5 years from now, I don't think anyone that grew up on this shit is going to look back fondly on Troom's 18 ways to sneak pets into a movie theater and have a good old belly laugh about the golden years. You know, I just don't see that happening, because it's all genuinely garbage. And I don't think anyone's actually entertained by it. I just feel like they're forced to watch it because their parents are making them stay glued to their devices because they just don't want to do anything with their kids or raise them anymore. And it's just sad. All kids content fucking sucks. That's the majority of what I'm trying to say. That's about it. So yeah.